Hey folks, I'm Troy and you're watching TroyTube. In this video we're going to talk about applying heat transfer vinyl to heat sensitive materials like tri-blend shirts with Rayon. We're going to apply this design, show you how we did this, and we're going to cut, weed it, apply it, go through all the steps and the reasons why you would want to do this. And I also want to point out this design is available on our website 100% for free. The link will be in the video description down below, or you can go to our website at bulkvinyl.com and go to the design section and find it, or search on tattered flag and it should come right up on our website as well. Now before we get started, the product we're going to be working with today is ThermoFlex Turbo, and one of the things, if you don't already have one, is you want to pick up one of these swatch rings and add it to your order next time you place an order with us. This swatch ring has a sample of each color of ThermoFlex Turbo. We also have them for ThermoFlex Plus and Glow in the Dark. We have other items coming soon, as like Glitter HTV and Orcal as well. And on the back of each one is a label with the color, the name, and a QR code that you can scan to go right to our website to purchase the product. So why are we working with Turbo? So ThermoFlex Turbo is a low temperature, low time application product. It is the same soft feel as ThermoFlex Plus. It has a different adhesive on it. In fact, that adhesive can also be applied to nylon. Now, why is low time and low temperature important? Because if you have a heat sensitive material, you can scorch or gloss the material, and darker colors are especially susceptible to that. Lighter colors, it's a little bit harder to tell when it happens, but darker colors show it very well. And if you're pressing regular HTV like ThermoFlex Plus or another brand, you know, that 310 to 330 temperature range for 15-20 seconds can scorch the material. Now, if you're applying using those products and you don't have a choice, you have to use ThermoFlex Plus or another regular HTV that requires a little bit higher temp. The way you can apply it is to lower the temp a little bit. You know, if it's 320, maybe go down to 310 or 305. Apply it for about 4 or 5 seconds, lift the press, let it cool completely, and then press again, and do that for 3 or 4 cycles so that you're applying, getting the pressure, getting the time and temperature in there. And you know, I've said before, there's a little trade-off sometimes. You can increase temperature and decrease time a little bit, or vice versa, so you have a little bit of leeway with most heat transfer vinyl that you can make those adjustments and still apply it properly, but you just don't want to go too far outside of that range. In other words, you don't want to use ThermoFlex Plus and try to apply it at 270. The adhesive just isn't going to work well at those lower temperatures, but the Turbo does. Now, what exactly is a heat sensitive material? So this next level shirt that I have in my hand is a tri-blend. It is 50% polyester, 25% cotton, 25% rayon. Now, one of the big misconceptions out there, especially when people are starting out with heat transfer vinyl, is they're afraid of polyester. They're afraid it's going to burn or it's going to melt, and that is not the case. Polyester, we press 100% polyester shirts in sublimation all the time at 385 to 400 degrees for 30 to 60 seconds, depending on what we're doing with it. So you're not going to melt polyester by pressing it at those normal heat press temperatures, even regular heat transfer. It's not going to hurt the polyester. So that's a big misconception out there. The heat sensitive material, I'll mention cotton can burn. So if you have a white cotton shirt, you press it too hot and too long, it will yellow and burn the material, scorches the cotton, okay? But that's a different issue. The rayon is the heat sensitive material. It's also called viscose. And so if you apply something that has rayon in it, spandex is another one that's a heat sensitive material, but if you apply something to rayon, that's one of the biggest culprits out there that people have the problem with, and you try to do it at that 320, 330 temperature for 15 or 20 seconds, you're probably going to scorch the material, or if it's a darker color, it's going to look glossed is what happens. So the Turbo, like I said, it applies at 270 for just 5 seconds. Real short application time, low temperature, really easy to work with product, and you're going to see that here in just a minute. So what we're going to do is cut a design we're going to apply it to the back of this shirt, and I'll show you how easy it is to work with, and I'll try to get some close-ups to give you an idea of how soft it feels. It's tough to convey that on camera. It's something you almost have to have in your hand to feel. One of the great things about ThermoFlex Plus and ThermoFlex Turbo is that great soft matte finish. It is very soft on the hand. It feels like it's part of the material. It almost feels like a soft cotton or something after it's applied, and it has a fair amount of stretch to it. So this is something that it's really, really nice to work with. And I've said this before, I have yet to have a customer who has switched from another brand to ThermoFlex that did not say, I'll never go back. This is all I'll use from now on. That is a fact. That everyone says that uses it after they've switched from a different brand. It is a wonderful product. And I think a lot of people out there put out the misconception to people that, so if people only do sublimation, sometimes they say, I do shirts, but I don't do that old vinyl stuff because it'll peel off. It feels like plastic or whatever, or it's glossy, it looks like cheap glossy sticker on the shirt or something like that. That is not what you get with ThermoFlex. So like I said, it's hard to come across on camera, but I'll do my best after we get that applied. So let me switch the camera around. I'll cut this design out on the Cricut. We'll press it with a heat press, and then we'll take a look at it up close and try to show you the best I can how easy it is to apply and work with.
Okay, we'll get started by uploading our design into Design Space. And I have this design in a folder, so I'm just going to drag the SVG file in and upload it, and then we'll insert it into our design space. And you'll notice this is 2 layers that are grouped when I imported it. Now, one of the important things in design space historically, I don't know if it's still true, but it's just good practice anyway, is to make sure you ungroup everything before you cut. Historically, it could cause a lot of sizing and positioning issues, particularly if there is a grouping and then there's an attachment on top of that, so it's kind of nested. And so it's best practice to ungroup everything before you cut at every level. The ungroup feature, or the group feature I should say, serves only purpose for resizing things together and moving them around on your canvas together. It serves no purpose whatsoever at cut time, and it can cause those weird sizing and alignment issues if things are grouped. So we ungroup it, but then we're going to attach it so that it all cuts together. This is just going to be one simple one color design for the purpose of this video, and I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. We're going to make it about 9 inches. Well, we'll make it about 10 inches. This is going to be on the back of the shirt, so it's going to be kind of larger. And we're going to click Make It, and we are going to want this mirrored because it is heat transfer vinyl. And we'll cut it on everyday iron-on setting. And then we'll switch the camera over and cut and weed this and apply it.
Alright, so there you have ThermoFlex Turbo applied to a tri-blend shirt. Again, this is 50% polyester, 25 cotton, 25% rayon. Rayon's the heat sensitive material, and you see there's no glossing, scorching, or anything. Super soft. You can barely feel it on the shirt. It's great for people who worry about getting hot, especially if you have a large surface area of vinyl to cover and you're working outside or something very hot, you know, and you can barely feel this on the shirt. It's very stretchy. It has quite a bit of give to it without cracking or peeling. It handles real well. One of the things I did want to point out in the video, you may have seen a pressing pillow when I was pressing the shirt. This is a V-neck, so this collar is the collar is below this design, so it's underneath of it. I can feel it under there on the back. So I use a pressing pillow inside the garment to lift that whole area up and get an even pressure press across the design. If I did not do that, that little bit of gap where the collar of the shirt is will cause pressure issues, and you won't get even pressure, and it can cause your HTV to peel. If you're on sublimation, it can cause you to get different pressure points, and you know, to be darker in some areas than others if it's not even. So pressing pillows are on our website. You can buy 3 different sizes, or you can buy the bundle. Very handy to have. One of the things I like about these, the way we did these, is they're a little bit thinner. They're not real thick, so you don't have to adjust your heat press very much to use them. You know, they do add pressure too, so you can use that to go from, you know, medium pressure to firm pressure if you wanted to use that without having to make your adjustments. But they're you know, fairly thin. I think they're like 3/8 inch thick. Real handy to have, and something you might want to add to your toolbox if you don't already have them. But Tri-Blend Rayon Turbo, low temperature, low time. Pressed it for 270 for 5 seconds. Warm peel, press for 2 seconds after is a recommendation from the manufacturer. So check it out and pick up a swatch ring if you don't already have one. If you have any questions or comments, post them down below the video. Hey folks, I just wanted to take a minute to thank everyone for the love, kindness, and support that you've provided to Tammy and I over the past several years. It's been almost 10 years, believe it or not, been 8.5 years since we bought our first Cricut. So we're almost a decade into new careers for both of us. So when you buy great products like Orcal 651, ThermoFlex heat transfer vinyl, DPI sub, premium sublimation ink, blanks, any of those things that you buy from our site help support us and our employees and our employees' families. Don't forget about our subscription and membership, which gives you access to our e-learning courses and also significant discounts on product purchases as well. So if you like our videos and everything we do, click the subscribe button down below if you haven't already. And when you do, click the bell next to it so that you'll get notified when I publish new videos. And then in the video description, there's also links to all of our Facebook groups, our Facebook pages. So joining those groups, liking our pages, leaving us reviews helps us out immensely. And we thoroughly enjoy every minute of this journey along this path with you to bring love, kindness, and hope to the world using your crafting hobby or small business, whether it's been in person, on the phone, or through social media.